a 2v2. Alarm bot alerting Buzz. Position very much known. Medusa cannot find the shot. Buzz takes his head off. Suddenly Anthem now. One to try to clutch it, but Bane ready for the wraparound. Takes him down. DRX. Damage suffered, but will go ahead and deny that bonus conversion.
Yeah, in general, honestly, I think these are really good ideas from DFM. Again, punishing kind of the solo position of Foxy9. Something they read into DRX's game plan. They just don't hit their shots, frankly, against Mako. They had opportunities there, just couldn't quite convert.
Nice.
And then everybody else is good enough for the rest of DRX to make sure that they secure that round. So a little bit better shooting, and they'd be, frankly, in business. Mako has to buy down to a Guardian, but everybody else has rifles for this round. DFM, once again, leaning towards B early. Spike right with May. Mako, the Guardian.
Tail went up over the top. May does clip just through the corner of yellow. 79. Mako successfully able to just go ahead and disengage, blowing back behind the toxic screen, which now drops. Close Nano going to be popped. Just trying to prevent this plant. And that's going to try to flush them out into the open where Fox can try to find the punish, but it's just not coming to fruition. May able to find that headshot. Mako now trying to play forward. It's double stacked. Not ready for it. Anthem finds the kill. Now, 3 players left here for the side of DRX. Flashback and copy that, not dead yet. Bane able to find one. Flashback now alive and well. Breaks on the cope, but Spike still no closer to being planted. It's still here in the hands of Neth.
Oh, that was a brilliant flash from Bane. Once he knew that the ult was coming from Flashback, he set him right up and got himself a kill too.
Bane now pushed up. Oh. Challenges for a brief little moment as Flashback continues to swing, and he will be rewarded for it.
Down B.
Medusa now. Last one alive with 3 players to try to take down. There's the first. Does he suss out that Bane is swinging around from behind here at green? Well, won't matter. Buzz will find the headshot. DRX will tie things up at 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still liking a bit of what I'm seeing from DFM. This just took too long. Kind of got into that indecisive mode where they didn't feel comfortable to pull the trigger because of all the contact they're making. It's a brilliant, brilliant flash from Bane. Hits 2 of DFM, sets them up nicely, and Flashback is really feeling it today. He is hitting some absolutely nasty shots.
7-5-0. He's gone down multiple times, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of
out of my way.
Clove's job.
Yeah. They give you a res for a reason.
Yeah, Clove go die. And you know, you can smoke when you're dead.
Yeah.
Too.
Added value.
Nowhere to run!
Blind Hunter's Fury.
Clear in the corner.
The ping does not come up at the edge. Just going to clear out that copy. Now the Reckoning going to be coming through. Knives out. May able to find Buzz, just completely ignoring Flashback, and now repeats for him. It's going to be Neth collecting that kill. Get damage found with Bane. Find one, but cannot transition over to May fast enough. It's down to 36. That's Foxy and Mako.
Spike planted.
Blind spray through. Unable to find contact.
I was expecting the close plant. To his perspective, what he just gets one through with the smoke.
Yep, sometimes lucky, but hey. Reading Mako's position, finds that. Snake bite there at Foxy's feet. Forces him up the rope and into the line of sight of Cess, who's able to collect the kill, and DFM will regain a lead.
Yeah, there you go. This time around, just great opener from May.
It's an effective thrifty as well.
Yes. With those blades. Absolutely nuts. I want to see it from his perspective. That first kill on the Buzz. Very, very good. So snappy. That allowed for Death to push forward to cover the Reckoning. Doing a great job getting into position quickly and decisively. It helps when May's fragging out. Now it's going to be DRX that's on an eco. Hero Guardian for Buzz. Otherwise, 1 Sheriff for Flashback. 3 classics outside of that. So DRX saving up, maybe considering an op.
Recon the check for any really close, aggressive push outside of Garage. You have to be wary about those when it comes down to these eco rounds, but given the lack of investment here, Mako just with the classic in hand. Nothing to be found. Curious if he's saving up this much to try to offer up an operator into the next round for Buzz. We'll wait and see if that is going to be game strategy.
Flashback pinging out the positions of DFM. I think you heard the footsteps. It's DFM now cuts sound to try to make their way towards A, but DRX looking to play blood retake potentially. Flash back up close, playing right next to screens. DFM seemingly should be able to get the plant up, but Yerkes is already here.
Walk a little bit, but flashback going to be taken down. Buzz behind Medusa before his feet can hit the ground, but now comes up with 2, and May now getting involved, finds another. Just the singular kill found. Mako will go ahead for a second.
Spike planted.
Toxins going up.
In a forward position, potentially at risk, but Anthem up on top 410, able to find that kill. And that's going to be DFM now, stretching the lead by 2 rounds.
All it took was Medusa just getting a little bit of extra space and a little bit of extra information for DFM to avoid falling for any of the traps that DRX is trying to set up towards mid and B. He pushed pretty far forward, up towards 410.
One enemy remaining.
And then he called in the rest of the DFM. And DRX gets there quickly, to their credit. I think DRX makes the right call to try to get ahead of the plant. Doesn't go their way, of course, with the weaker buy. And indeed, it is going to be an operator for Buzz. Saved up from that previous eco. Blade Storm in the back pocket. Bane's got his ult. Mako has the Viper's hit. But Medusa has the lockdown to counter the pits. You got to be a little bit careful. Mako tries to go fishing for May. But May's through the
Time gets away on. Is pushing forward, taking quite a bit of spin alongside of May, but now he and Cess both going to be gunned down. Neff find another one here. Splash back, low HP, actually swinging out of that wall and somehow wins the fight.
B. Recalling my bot.
Just didn't seem like Neth expected him to repeat that angle. And Flashback gets the better of him. Spike down. Deuce has the lockdown. Is he going to risk it all?
Would be a bit wanting if he decides to try to send the lockdown in. Pit also available on the opposite side. Could at least draw that out and make that a 1-for-1 exchange on crucial ultimates, I suppose.
Could just stick it in the corner to guarantee yourself the plant.
Oh,
no. Oh,
there's a swing out.
30 seconds left.
Mako noted. Jiggle peeking again. Spike now retrieved. 25 seconds remaining. Tap of the spike, the swing. Flashback going to be forced away. This Buzz out wide. Up shot, not going to connect. Mako here, ready around the corner, swings in, shuts it down before the spike can be planted. DRX keep things nice and tight-knit here on their defending side.
Yeah, really better play here from DRX. This time Mako doesn't kind of get over-aggressive when he's pressured on B. Buys a little bit of extra time for the reinforcements to arrive. Moxie quick to take down May there. That's huge. Shutting down that star player DFM. The overheal for Flashback. That's definitely part of why he's so confident to make that repeat. And that's going to be a DRX timeout. So Termi feeling like there's some things that they can maybe shore up. Some of the early ideas already starting to change for DFM. We're not seeing them try to pressure mid as much. Trying to take advantage of maybe an isolated player on the defender side. Seems more of a coordinated hit style. It's been what they're going for. And now DRX, at least for one round, gets a read on it. However, I'm kind of curious what Termi is considering here. Glow getting involved there too. Letting them know what their ideas are going to be. I'm not sure.
I'd be curious if the timeout was called, early on into the round.
Yeah. Maybe just,
either way.
Yeah.
Clean up some stuff. You still see smiles there. Beside of Foxy 9, we saw him in the last series, played by them versus Tal, and he kind of was the vibes merchant guy. Sure. On his desk, they might have screwed up the question about Bane being Korean Celsius, but in that last series, it very much was Foxy.
Yes. He's oftentimes in a very positive mood. He's, when somebody else is popping off or he's popping off, he's there, letting them know.
Like a little brother that just always cheers for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Grenade out.
I didn't
Recalling
have
my
that.
bot.
Me neither.
I just don't have a little brother. So.
Yeah.
Toxin screen down.
I was the older brother, so. They go for this orb. It gives Flashback his ult. DRX has all of their ults. You do have the lockdown and the reckoning for DFM. Really taking their time over here, but I think part of this timeout maybe for DRX was to really make sure they get value out of these ultimates. Get a good cycle going.
Okay, well, defending lockdown going to be sent out. Solid timing found here for the side of Foxy 9 to just flush them back. No way to clear this one out. They don't have that KO. They don't have a 100 Fury available, so they have to respect this. Just try to maybe usher people over towards Buzz. So Poison Orb going to go up in response. 0 point to check if anyone is lingering forward here. And lack of information end up costing DRX here, but as that pop flash comes up over the top and the lockdown gets infested, seems like they're going to have a very solid idea that this is going to be A, but we in fact see that DFM are using this as a bait.
Yeah, I like this a lot from DFM.
30 seconds left.
You trade lockdown for lockdown, and you're going to get better positioning, better numbers. Just buzz with the op.
Mako now sending out the pit and Anthem, clipped in midair. Buzz just taking out. That's Sova there in midair, and now time dwindling. Cloud to burst sent.
10
Top of the
seconds
spike.
left.
Snake bite going to be thrown down. May wrapping around the backhand side. Able to find Mako with flashback here as well. Cleans up a kill. Drops down, just trying to interrupt the plan. He has done so successfully. Will pop the rest. The round is already over. DRX ties things up at 4-4.
Ah, nice play. Foxy gonna get a prize at the end, taking out Medusa. I mean, it's just really good stuff from DFM in a way. They just can't get into the site the way they'd like. They're just shut down early by Buzz's op. That's another thing you're gonna have to account for. Not sure if they... Oh, just as the toxic screen was coming up, Anthem got just a step ahead of it. That shut it down.
Very nice. A vertical flick up there from Buzz.
Yeah.
However, quite a many few ultimates committed there on both sides.
I was a little surprised they didn't try to use the Reckoning to clear the Viper's pit, but didn't really need to. Cascade to take mid-tube control. They're going to hear Foxy in there. May wants to challenge. Has a moment to do so before DRX player would have time to slide over into mid.
I mean, look at the mid focus right now from DRX. It's 4 players corralled in this position. It's thrown up over the top. Buzz, I think he slipped the net. No. Now he's going to be spotted by and has to back away.
It's a huge find for Anthem. Saves them a player, almost for sure. Orb going to be grabbed for Setsu, 2 away from the Viper's pit. In the meantime, Medusa again working his way across the belt towards 410. Getting a lot of info. Fair amount of footsteps being heard, though, by DRX. So going to be able to get here relatively quick. Going to use the Reckoning, and Foxy 9 already takes May down.
Yep, gets rid of the entry. A bit of damage there, and now will eat some death as Medusa is able to find the headshot, but Main quickly trades it out. Looks the whole thing's down further as that will fall. Flashback stabilizing the spray. Takes out Anthem and out. It's all
30
on
seconds left.
Right into the corner. Flashback just hopping across that one, able to dodge out these bullets. Almost certainly would have delivered death unto him. Keeps it. Time again, just going to dwindle down as there's nothing more Fizz has to do other than to
10
sit back
seconds
and
left.
wait for this timer to expire and allow for DRX to get themselves into a lead.
Yep, absolutely. And now DRX is doing a really good job being a little bit more proactive on the map. Sending Buzz out early to get aggressive towards B main. They immediately collapse towards mid when there's May getting up on the tube. So they're doing a really nice job of keeping DFM at arm's distance to make sure that they're ready
Can I get this?
for wherever DFM lands. And even with the Reckoning there, oh, what a win for Foxy 9. May takes him down to 30 HP, but can't convert. That could have been a very different round if May gets that kill. That would have made it a lot more difficult for Bane to get 2. Good job.
Did well.
You did well.
As now, timeout called here from DFM. DRX is working out, delivering 2 back-to-back round wins. 3 in total. DFM want to try to stop that streak before it really gets snowballing.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're getting close in some of these rounds, but just a few little 1v1 wins are really actually changing DRX's destiny in particular. Frankly, it's at times a bit of a firepower dip.
Honestly, little bit, not quite as strong, but shades of the series from yesterday between Paper Rex and RQ.
Yeah.
Where a lot of those rounds were really coming down to the wire, some big hero moments, some clutches coming in. But it was, still fairly tight-knit. Granted, a lot more of those rounds were getting away from RQ. DFM hanging in there at the moment, only down by 1.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think, obviously some of those moments, like towards the end on Sunset where Forsaken gets a 3K when he's all by himself and stuff like that, like a little bit different, but absolutely like DRX, like some of these multi-kills that they're getting are what are making the biggest difference in these rounds. And that's just something that DFM needs to find ways to avoid. And again, to me, it's all about these smokes.
Oh.
Cutting off angles. Oh, they saw him now.
Yeah, drone's going to be able to spot him. Mako didn't have line of sight of the drone fast enough to be able to clear it.
For what it's worth, Bane's doing a really nice job of checking the off angles where Buzz could be, where his drone maybe didn't initially see. He's like turning back and doubling back to find Buzz. So that's something. And Baya's blades again. That went well for them the last time. I know I'm huffing a lot of copium for DFM right now, but I still have faith, especially with Medusa being so deep again. I mean, Flashback is aware that someone could be here, and they're giving up that space willingly.
Yeah, I mean, they're happy with the position that Medusa's gotten himself into. Just the nano there, alarm bot situated over in mid, but it looks like DRX have assessed this well enough. But do they expect Anthem on this very deep lurk? At the moment, yeah, here without their Silva. Medusa playing forward. Flash, however, going to be connecting fully into his face. Anthem is able to win out the fight. It's going to be Mako taken down and a weapon recovered. But he does fall down to 56. Meantime, Spike gets planted. DFM trying to pull back, trying to get disconnected. They get into the post plant. For now, Spike being held. Neth finding one down. Foxy 9 going to be taken down, but the defuse is just being held. Just holding on to it, and that's going to be the round getting away from them. Anthem with that Hunter's Fury. Just a hair too late. On solid effort, it's damage dealt. It's only Buzz surviving. He still carries over the operator. There's still money there for the side of DRX. And DFM, they now find themselves separated by 2 rounds.
Yeah, maybe just not anticipating that they were just going to full stick on this defuse. And that Hunter's Fury comes out too late to stop it. Just a little bit off there as well. So, I mean, one of those problems that DFM has had this year, this stage in particular, it's been the ultimates. Sometimes they're just either a little bit too late or a little bit too early, and this time a little bit too late.
Bane caught a glimpse or was just anticipating that there were, in fact, going to be players pushing in behind that harbor wall. Either way, gets himself off of pipes very swiftly. Look, it's a backside and a shock dart sent to try to clear out some of this KJ util.
Yeah, it's still the nano, though, in front of the site at the default plant spot. Buzz with this op, feeling comfortable, pops the dash just in case DFM did make their execute, but
DFM... You heard a drop down, but
yeah,
them widely evacuating. A couple players still lingering here.
Yeah, with them going to the other side, well, maybe they're going to double back. They intentionally give away some info here on that knife.
Buzz going for the peak, and he's going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, yep. Knocked down. Quite low. 16 HP remaining on him, and now Medusa dead. That's going to be Spike identified on this side of the map. Says trying to creep forward, but was looking for Mako, not looking for Foxy 9. Finds the swing timing and takes him down.
30 seconds
Spike
left.
scooped up with Foxy again, pushing the tempo. Charges forward, finds the kill, and now it is all on May. Now Briss up over the top and is caught mid-tailwind. Mako to shut it down, and DRX get themselves up to 7.
Yeah, really steady stuff. But this time around, DFM starting to look a little bit confused, a little bit unsure, not really able to gain the info they want. Kind of ate a 0 point and said, okay, we're going to stick around, and Buzz made him pay dearly for it. Then Foxy 9 and Mako really just holding the line, having to dry push a little bit there. We're DFM and not too successful. So now you look, see if DFM can find this final round in the half. See if they can make it a 7-5.
1 away from SS having that pit, 2 from Neth having the reckoning. Can they keep them alive? And there's the tailwind forward. Foxy opting to stay quiet, doesn't send out any shots, dodges on the wall. Check that right-hand side, but he's eventually able to stabilize. SS as well, going to be taken down. Neth, one more to go for that reckoning. To be able to find the kill, or at least get the plant down. Mako still lingering here around back yellow. Spots out Anthem, but Anthem finds the headshot. Flashback. Push up into this cove, but
I suggest you
move. He was actually suspecting a backside plant. Either way, reckoning now in play. But it's drifting away from Flashback's position.
Buzz on the lurk. See if they can find anything. DFM just tucked right in on the site, except for Anthem with those shock darts.
90-degree angle. Not able to win out the fight. Bane now arriving. Time dwindling. Buzz still with just the operator in hand, trying to get this retake going, and now he's got to make it happen here all on his lonesome. The first shot is going to connect, but time is out on his side. Scoops up the Vandal, and yep, that's going to be the round brought to a conclusion. That's with a 4K. We'll get DFM up to 5.
Yeah, and I mean, the beginning of this round, I was very concerned because DFM doesn't have that extra layer to get past the initial. Defenses of Foxy 9 tucked on site, and then Mako backed by Yellow. It's kind of one of the disadvantages you have of not having a flash, not having a KO or something like that, where you can throw a deep flash into Yellow to clear that space, to isolate that fight against Foxy 9, because they lose 2 players for nothing, and then they're able to come back and get the win. I mean, that's very impressive for Neth to just step up again like he did in the pistol in the second round.
It's been a very good map for him so far.
Yes.
And overall, not a bad one whatsoever for the side of DFM collectively. But, as you can see, with our projected win percentages, DRX way out in front, despite the fact that it's only a 7-5 scoreline. That's because their attack side has been deadly.
Yes. One of the best attack-sided teams on Icebox, probably in the world. Certainly in Pacific, they are the best. This round here, Anthem wins a huge fight against Mako at back Yellow. That really breaks open the space. Neth is holding this corner so nicely. Takes those 1v1 challenges, handles them. Nice piece of work from him. DFM, I mean, even though it's only 7-5, very important pistol round for sure. As I'm kind of curious what DRX wants to do. See a lot of them stacked up towards mid. Buzz all the way in spawn still. Kind of curious. They're anticipating just kind of one of those setups to let May try to go nuclear. Or if they're just going to try to go mid themselves, try to do to DFM what DFM did to them in the opening pistol round. Now looking at the util that DRX has available, not too much. Just one flash in the 0 point.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there's a lot more guns in the DRX camp. They're in mid, swing out from Neth, but he's a little bit late to the party. Still pushing forward, still trying to take some space here aggressively. Question is, to DRX keep tabs on this, or do they completely ignore this potential timing? For now, it seems like it might just be the latter. Neth not going to go pushing forward from that angle. We'll just go ahead. Backstep does manage to find Foxy 9. Now they have to be wary, checking every which way. Push forward is going to be coming through. Anthem able to find one cess as well, taking down Buzz. Does fall. Flashback. Spotted him out. He's able to go ahead and find that kill. Now it's Neth all on his lonesome. Flashback to first, a challenge, and he will rise. 3 kills for him here in the pistol, fast-tracking that ult. And DRX go ahead and stretch the lead by 3.
Oh, what a aggressive push by Neth. I kind of wonder if he had gone left instead, right?
Yeah, if he had just gone left, because there's 2 players so low on HP.
Yep.
Go for the one tap on a high HP player, and then look to spray down the others, but
Yep.
pick the side. He got his.
He did.
So
He did what he needed to do in a way. It's just like one of those in hindsight moments, and of course we can see could have done more. But
I could turn back time.
You're back with the oldies. I like it.
Shout out to Share.
Oh, that is a Share song. You're right.
If you're watching, Share. What are you doing? That's my question. If you're watching this broadcast, what is going on in your life?
Yeah. Why are you awake? May did take a shorty. Sheriff for Neth. And it's Neth who's going to be holding the line by himself. Still some good ideas from DFM. Just that early pistol exchange doesn't go their way, and they're down to another 3v5 early in a round. Can't really convert.
Slow creep up into the fast take. Line going to be coming through, and widely, Neth Medusa, they're going to have to wait for the full rotations to come through from the rest of DFM.
Kind of curious. I think you're going to send Bane no matter what as DRX, just due to the buy. The real question is does DFM go for it?
Looks like they're going to. Smoke dropping down. Recon does get the ping on the buzzer. He has to relocate it. Neth is able to find a wall bang shot on the flashback. Step 1 accomplished. The Guardian now recovered here into May's hands.
That's scary. May with that gun. very deadly. Gets on top of the box, shut down by Buzz. They're going for the defuse.
Yep, they're holding for it, but there's a clear out. Foxy and Mako able to find some kills. Neth continues to put up some great figures. Another three-piece, but still going to be around going the way of DRX. And Bulldog and Vandal going to be carried over.
Yeah, Neth really stepping up big today. I mean, with 15 and 9, yeah, jeez.
I mean, it's just the most dominant one here in the lobby.
He is. He's playing very, very well. He's a very good player. Always been a fan. Always enjoyed what he was doing back in the day on Crazy Raccoon and stuff, but
야 컴백 벌릴 때도 그거 콜해줘라.
just a little bit too deep there for DFM. Appreciate that they're going for it. I mean, might as well. Nothing to lose for DFM at this point in the season. See if you can take some of these rounds away from DRX, set them off balance. I mean, you've got Foxy9 on a frenzy, Mako on a ghost, only 2 rifles, Bane and Buzz. And Maze just saw that.
No, missed it. Gun barrel didn't stick out wide enough. Mako gonna be very happy with the free upgrade. Scoops up that Vandal. Medusa Morris to stay set back here on that A site. Watch and see if there's gonna be any deep lurk, but now starts to rotate over, join in with the rest of the team. The RX, however, is still going to be held at bay for the moment. That harbor wall keeping them locked in place, but toxic screen comes back up. As Anthem,
oh no. Look, it still gets spots?
That looks for the shot. Yeah, apparently.
Totally intentional.
I thought for a second, I was like, oh, Sliggy told him to recon himself, but he does manage to get the pings, almost gets the kill, but Mako's still surviving at 43.
Tough situation now for DFM. Have to go for the save. Once again, DRX just step ahead of the DFM players in their positioning. May just not ready for the timing on that push out. Pays dearly for it. That though, I don't know if he has any idea. Oh, that turret.
Oh, the turret.
Flashback heard it.
Oh, he avoids it. Finds the shot, now just clears of the turret. Medusa up above, sends out a shot, alerting him to his presence, and that is going to be a flawless here. As DRX showing us some very similar scenes on this attack, what we've seen in the past.
Yep. It's at times a little bit more labored in some ways, but that round was very clean. And it all just starts with these plays by May to go for something big. Gets shut right down. Bane right over the top of the box. Clean with his shots. Anthem stuck on the bridge. And just a simple nice from Mako. DRX looking well on their way to winning another icebox. Good flash. Oh,
hey, winning out the fight. Buzz does get taken down. Solid and necessary start here. Just considering the economic situation here for DFM, pulling off this half investment round would be very good for them to try to just gain some momentum back in the second half.
We're gonna tuck flashback into the corner. Saw Medusa in this position a lot for DFM, using it to get info. Watch for any lurks. Sess. Have a moment. The Marshall.
Catches a glimpse and catches the shot. Bane annihilated there. Now, 2-man advantage available as flashback. Trying to just on a really aggressive drop down push, but Anthem with the stinger able to shut that down. And that's going to be another weapon upgraded here for DFM. Sess pulling back away, spotting out the remaining members of the DRX, but now the reinforcements are going to start coming through. Swinging around the back, and Sess finds another one. And it's all on Foxy. Be an ace clutch to keep this win streak going here for the side of DRX, but it seems like DFM finally going to be able to push back here in the second half.
Has to take care of Medusa.
He is very cognizant of it, but just can't see the head. Spots it now. Just relocating. Up and over, lands here. Box just alongside Yellow. Diffuse being held. May will be able to hold his ground from above. Thrifty round win. Does a ring out here for DFM as they get themselves a 6th round victory.
Well, they've been good on thrifties today. Could say that for them. And Cecil, I was not aware of your Marshall game, but that shot, that first shot is very good. Second one clean.
Yep. Solid anticipation, hearing some of those footsteps coming through.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent stuff from Cess. Detonation Focus Me needs more of that. Got a Hunter's Fury, they've got a Reckoning. Flashback gets a kill and he gets his ult though. Not dead yet. Very, very scary on the attacker's side. Makes it really tricky for opponents, especially on A. You can see that a lot of util in place at the front of A for DFM. Alarm bot right past the orb. 2 nanos on site. Turret in mid. All of this defense, in my mind, very much set up to try to make it as difficult as possible for DFM, or excuse me, for DRX to get into those positions, to get in the plant.
Yeah.
DRX being very cautious themselves. They have an alarm bot, though, to DRX, right back past the corner. I'm not sure that might be up in Nest, but that's really quite intriguing to me.
It's just below.
Hard to tell.
Maybe wanting to tool around with the idea of potentially just pulling back out of this position if they don't like what they see.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
For now, Nanoswarm pops, swing onto the corner. Buzz going to be taking a bit of damage there, down to 87. As tries to up on top of the box, manages to do so. May trying to just go ahead and challenge forward, but has to pull back. Flashback swinging in the backside, is able to find the kill. May going to be taken down, but Medusa lurking up above, and once again, it's net.
Down A.
2 kills found. A drop down lead for the third. Flashback denies it away. Plant held, Buzz finding that, but then is out into the open and ends up falling down. Mako cleans up Medusa. Now it's Cess and Anthem. Both approaching from this back. Raptor, the flashback, takes down one, pops the ult. Cess now finds himself in a 1v2. Unless he can find this one right here, he will not. Flashback will get the 4K, get his life back, and DRX will get themselves up to 11.
I mean, Flashback has been absolutely monstrous for DRX. In that round, as soon as he got that first kill, I'm just like, oh, this got miles harder for DFM because that gives him his ult. So you can't get the ult on a death. You have to get the kill to activate it.
Yeah.
If you're 1 orb away. And Neth doing what he can, man. He's playing great. And Flashback just better.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Flashback maybe looking like the best in the world on Clove. FPX have been having some struggles.
Yep.
So
I'll say yes.
Up attempt there from May. Just one shot. Buzz gets away with his life. Orb just going to be picked up, trying to get those knives online.
Sessa went away from the pit. So if he can find a kill on the entry, only has a Bulldog, though. If somebody peeks out onto B, if it's Mako or Foxy9, who are working together to clear that, could kind of dictate the space control of the map for DFM a bit, but I don't think he has any idea, and they definitely heard that.
Oh, gets the headshot, but cannot confirm the kill.
Toxin screen down.
They want to rotate over, or try to just wait this out. Bait the rotations. It's a little push and pull here, but Anthem out in mid, but there's still May in a very far forward position. Finds the first, finds the second. Buzz and Flashback both take it down. Oh. Draft used 0 point to try to deny the blades. Dashes away from that one, dodging that out, and even manages the takedown. Bang takes down Foxy. And Mako, last one alive, 1 HP. Drifting back over here towards Snowman. May on the hunt, wanting that ace. Will not be able to find it, though. Znet swings out of screens. Deny that one away, but what a round from May, patiently waiting over at A main.
He's so good. Just the understanding of the situation, knows that he can take a little bit extra space, has the knives, and just right there on Bane's heels, kind of had a good idea of where that 0 point came from, was able to punish it so nicely, and had Foxy9 out in spawn as well. So DRX is gonna snag their second timeout, talk a little bit more on how to stabilize. I think maybe just losing their heads a little bit, not being aware that May could have pushed that far forward with that op. So then you just have to make sure that you're considering. The rest of it looked pretty good, and maybe he's also saying, hey, if you're getting that much space on B, let's make a quicker rotation, let's make quicker decisions. Instead of sticking around maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I'm curious if the thought process for DRX was like, well, surely he's rotated by now.
Right.
He's got the operator. He wants to get into a really solid, hard angle to be able to try to go for a retake. So he's not going to be on the A side anymore. If that was the case, obviously, very, very wrong.
I mean, that's something you always have to be aware of going up against this DFM squad is May is willing to go for those hero plays. He's willing to go for those individual moments. And yeah, we saw it got shut down earlier when he tried to push towards garage and just wasn't looking the right way. But in moments like that, he is very, very good. I thought that first knife on top of pipes was going to land. I'm just so ready for him to just hit every shot he takes because of how good he's been this year. Bit of a push-up, getting Buzz up in the nest. He is not over here with the op. He's in the lockdown. Very advantageous against this comp that DFM has. It's really difficult to clear that for them, so should give DRX a little bit of space. Still all that KJ utility.
Delays. Get popped.
Yeah.
With a potential angle to try to find an off shot here. Medusa, however, is going to be the one finding a kill for the side of DFM, but Buzz comes up with 2. Bane as well, taking down Neth.
Spike planted.
There's plenty here for May. Can afford another operator. Should have one going into the next round, but might even have to buy a rifle for a teammate.
Here.
See how much they want to try to commit to a retake here. I'll go up on top of 410.
He's got the pit. He can get close enough.
Moment. Not sure if he even wants to commit it. Maybe even just save that for round 12. Yeah. Get yourself up the map point in round 12.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
Buzz swinging out the back. Tries to find the kill. Cess will be able to survive. Damage taken. Monko displaces the operator. And that could be absolutely critical here and punishing. Monko just re-challenges. He saw Foxy swinging forward, just trying to be able to get there and trying to peel for him so he can safely exit. But Monko wins out the fight, and now DRX get themselves up the map point.
Yeah, there was a moment there where I thought with them kind of mostly clearing, the only thing is they hadn't cleared Mac and Dice underneath Buzz. They could have walked down behind sight, maybe found room to place the pit, but just never felt comfortable enough to quite get there. And then Buzz kind of realized it, got up on top of that box, and really shut DFM out. They're going to go for their timeout as well. See if they can dig deep, string 5 together, take us to overtime. I mean, honestly, it hasn't looked that bad from DFM at all. I think the scoreline is a little bit misleading here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of rounds on this attacking side that look a little bit more dominant from them, but
yeah,
a lot of those ones in the beginning especially, where they had DRX on the defense, that's where it was really scrappy, really on a knife's edge. It could very well have been a completely different scoreline between these two squads.
Absolutely.
But for now, it's the attempt to try to rally back, get that win. Because again, DFM, they can't go to playoffs.
No.
This is basically it. Play this match, but they want to go out on a high note. They want to show that they can continue to challenge these teams that have been near the top of the standings.
Yeah. For everybody on the team, you want to go out on a high note, no doubt about it. So they're going to give it all they got. And it's, I mean, honestly, at times, yeah, on their attacker side, look pretty good. Their defender side, some things to work on. I think that early push with 3 players after the post plant, just kind of one of those things you got to be a little bit more diligent about with your smokes to make sure that DRX can't win in that numbers advantage, because DRX is very good at setting up crossfires. You push 1 out of screens, 2 out of door, and DRX handles that situation 95 times out of 100, where they're going to come out ahead, no matter who the team is. Wow.
Hit going to be used right before the null command can come through. Bane
oh,
just
that's so
forward.
smart.
Plants in just above the pit. Larbot, Nanoswarm, all going to be set up. Surprisingly, no real attempts to try to wall bang and interrupt the plant. Bane gets away completely scot-free. Now the counter pit in play.
And this cuts off any ability for DFM to try to push these post-plant positions. Huge.
And this is a very well orchestrated round here from the side of DRX thus far. Tap the spike. No real stick coming through. Just try to bait out as much of this util as they possibly can. The Foxy catches limbs on the 2. Should be bringing this map to an end. Net the last one standing, but as he swings out of the cove, he will fall victim to Foxy with a 3K. 13-7, DRX. They will take down DFM here on their map pick of Icebox.
Yeah, and look, again, this has been a map that DRX has been very, very good at with this new roster. that they brought into stage 2. Flashback on Clove, a revelation. Like you said, I think that for my money, the best Clove in the world right now.
Yeah, well, another solid display on Icebox here from the DRX camp, but we do have DFM's mapping of Ascent coming up next. But for now, let's pass it back over to the analyst desk.
Best Clove in the world. Would you agree? Flashback?
Yeah.
No,
well,
I think so. I mean, like, there haven't been a lot of players that are, like, as
Yes.
refined on
Yeah.
Clove, so I think, like, Flashback is definitely in the running.
he's up there. It's just we haven't seen, like, DRX
There's
versus...
not a big, like,
not yet.
sample size yet.
The sample
Yeah.
size is if they get
I
into,
wanna see
into
them-
champions.
Yes.
And then he gets to bring it out, and then they win.
And they have to
That's
compete
the
with
sample
another
size.
Clove.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
then
Yep.
the statement's really, like,
Definitely going to
cemented.
be exciting. But that's why you have matches like this, right? And versus DFM, it just felt like, unfortunately, it didn't feel like DFM were as active as DRX were, right? You just didn't feel like DFM were at the level yet where they could, like, play into the mistakes or capitalize on the mistakes that DRX were making.
I mean, you could see some of these rounds where they had these ideas. I think there was a specific round where they actually had a pretty interesting idea of going from mid through to B, and it kind of worked out for a second until you realize Mako actually read it all along. And that's one of the things. It's, again, DRX, they are always prepared for a lot of these fights. And DFM, they have these ideas, but the execution sometimes, they don't have the best players in places for the trade. And that's why you always see DRX winning out in a lot more of the fights.
Yeah, if I kind of want to add to that as well, I think it's because DFM did it so many times that they try to go through mid, under tube, going to the B side, that DRX started getting the gist of it. Sure, there were the first few instances where Neth was just popping off, able to convert that mid take into the B side, into a round win for DFM, but it kind of happened too often that DRX got completely conditioned. And just gotta say, it was pretty close with the plants and everything, with the first skills and everything like that. And then DRX just adjusting. And again, as you were mentioning, with the Flashback's performance, and basically the performance of everywhere here, with Buzz having such sick flicks with the operator, still was kind of too much for DFM to handle.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of those first kills coming through from DRX. I mean, Buzz with the op. At the start, I was wondering, like, oh, he's like a little bit kill hungry with the classic diving in and everything. That's why at the start they were a little bit shaky. But once Termi called that time out, things start to switch up for DRX. They start to get an idea for, okay, this is how we have to set up, and they start to make that work. And you start to see a lot of these rounds where DRX, they kind of move in together as a squad. Flashbacks are ready for the trades. Flashbacks ready to receive contact. Foxy9 is ready to shut down May, and it happens several times. That said, though, DFM was still pretty darn impressive. I mean, Neth had the best cascade wall to kind of create a lot more space and control a lot more space for his team. Meanwhile, May's just still doing May things. There was that one round, I think 16 or
The
17.
4K?
Yeah, the 4K. How does he still does that just by himself?
Absolutely. And to kind of just supplement what you were talking about with Foxy9 shutting down May a lot, and I thought it was actually Flashback. It was Foxy9 that got more first kills and specific kills against May than it was Flashback versus May. So Foxy9 kind of was the all big counter player
Anchor
here.
still, yeah.
Exactly, against May moving forward. And you kind of see that just because of how well he has been able to, again, just kind of anchor the site with the Sentinel, and whatnot. I also wanted to just showcase how good at disrespecting util / smoke / molly DRX has been. And I think DFM kind of thinking that, if we set up our walls here and walls there, DRX is not going to fight that. He's not going to press their advantage against it. No, they were sorely mistaken. And you see how many times DRX was just swimming inside the Viper's pit or over it and just kind of planting the site or the spike on top of the site. There was one where they were just willing to fight inside of the Reckoning there, like what we're seeing here. And sure, they might lose a couple of players, but they will always have that net positive trades that ultimately just, again, wins them out those rounds.
Precisely, right? Especially in that last round, we just saw it. Foxy9 goes right in without a single, he's fearless. He just doesn't have a single doubt in his mind. Goes in, gets the couple of kills, gets the third one as well, and that shuts everything down from DFM. DRX has the confidence to go for these fights because they are that, confident in their own abilities.
And I feel like that's where, DFM, they still have a lot of work to do because you have those times wherein the IGL will just call, you know what, just go through. Just go through the utility. You have so many teams that do that right now. And for DFM, it just feels like they have a certain expectation for a team, and when that doesn't work out, they don't quite know yet what comes next. And that goes into the strategy, that goes into the playbook that they need to build on, which is still, you know, has a long way to go at this point.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they're still work around a lot of these things, but that said, still they have the right ideas. I mean, that's why these walls are set up, and they're able to actually, you know, block a lot of things off. It's just they need that extra step to be able to take those fights as well, to find that confidence. And you know, maybe Icebox wasn't their map pick, and maybe that's why they struggled a little bit. Hopefully, it's going to look a little bit better for the second map.
Yeah, I still think this was quite good for DFM, given that it was DRX's pick, and given that, you know, the past few series DRX have actually been winning quite a bunch on Icebox, right? So I would say, like, oh, sure, this is, I guess, above average, you know, on the in the case of DFM. But we'll see, as you mentioned, as we head into Ascent. Before that, though, it is time for Guess and Gain. We had a game earlier, so you guys like have some, you know, extra points in, or Aserai does have some extra points in. But it is the actual question that we have for now. You are seeing our ranks. Yes, we're very proud of those. We worked very hard for that. But our question for today is, which player will have a higher KD ratio on map number 2? Is it going to be Buzz, or is it going to be May? This is a really spicy question. Let's get our boards out.
I like this question.
Over here.
This is hard.
Got a pen ASMR here for the
The best thing about my current rank is that I
doesn't-
have nothing to lose.
You have nowhere to go but up.
Yes.
Yes. Good job, Russell.
All right.
Russell.
Okay, gentlemen.
Okay.
Show your
I
answers.
don't know myself.
You don't know yourself.
Oh.
That's what we learned about Quack today. But it seems as though we all have belief in May for this series.
Nothing's gonna go wrong here.
So, okay.
Pacific Hive Mind. Well done.
History lesson. We had a thing where it was, I think, May versus Texture for one of these guess and gains, and I thought Texture was going to get the most kills. I think I was on their Lotus game, and I was sorely mistaken. So I will never go up against May anymore.
Never.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's worth saying, because Buzz, it seems like, you know, had a bit of a slow start. He's been having slow starts recently. Of course, by the end of the map, he'll have those sick flicks and everything. But, you know, he stepped onto that stage and he just felt very somber, almost very steely, right? As he stepped on there, he was very determined, very toned down a bit, I think, and that speaks in behavior in game as well. It seems like he needs a bit of time to kind of like really heat up.
Angry Buzz.
Angry
mentality.
Buzz, which we don't want to see, because it's like it'll be all over by then, right? Stepping right now onto the stage, going back into the game where we will see Ascent. What are we expecting here?
I mean, same compositions.
I was just kind of expecting maybe we see Flashback again on a Clove. It is not
Really?
I think so. I mean, again, probably
I
not.
would love that.
But I would love to see that come out here, because I feel like Clove has some nifty tricks up their sleeves in Ascent. And again, since DRX is playing more aggressive, heavy, you kind of add that with the KO. There's a lot of heavy contact plays that can swing your way.
Aw.
But again, it was just wishful thinking.
Jing did play the Clove on
The other
Ascent,
day,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like, maybe someday. But you know what's interesting is we do have Flashback on the Cypher.
Oh, that's true. Mako's back again on his
Tried and True Omen,
Tried
of
and True
course.
Omen.
But Foxy9 on the KO, I think that's something that lends DRX a little bit more aggression, and he has been performing pretty darn well on this. The only thing is they didn't fare too well against Talon last week. It was 11-13, still pretty close, but hopefully they're able to do this. I mean, DRX, this is one of the first, no, it was not the first, but it's one of the few times that we get to see them run this, you know, squad with Mako as the IGL on their map of Ascent. So hopefully it's good, but you never quite know, right? I mean, Anthem is that much more seasoned, that much more experienced. He's on the Sova. He's getting a lot of intel for the team, so that informs his calls.
I will say just real quick that DFM, they like to try to do everything here on Ascent, so be prepared for that.
Well, let's see if they are indeed prepared to do everything here as we toss it back to Paper Thin and Achilles.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Yes, let us get into Ascent map that did lead to DFM's first franchise victory all the way those many moons ago versus T1. See if they can do it similarly versus yet another Korean squad. As DRX, this is bread and butter territory for them overall. Well, yes, they did lose to Talon. Got to think about that run back that they had, because that was a 9-3 half to start. So to be able to make that as competitive of a map as it was still pretty good.
And especially against the comp that Talon brought, right? Like, oh my God, Mace is out there. He's got the first kill.
Okay, he is just storming his way out of A main. Anthem then going to back up. But now Mako going to be felled here. Paranoia crouching across, able to catch the line there. Medusa collects a second headshot. He's not ready for the push in from Foxy 9, but suddenly Foxy is the only one left alive. A singular flash, the only utility he has until that 0 point comes back up. That's not for another 15 seconds. Tucked here at Boats, full approach, but on the back. The first headshot, snappy. Pop flash going to be sent out. Drifts across the opposite way, knows that there's going to be one up close. Swings back, trying to challenge you, trying to take out Net. Gets the follow-up shot. For a brief little moment, he was looking damn possible. 60 HP between the two remaining players. But still, it's going to be DFM winning yet another opening pistol.
Yeah, I mean, just a great early play to set May up. A good read there on the positioning of Flashback. He ate that flash fully and was just quickly dealt with. And then Medusa off the back of that Paranoia from Sesu gets 2 nice kills. So doing what he can there, Foxy, but really nice job there. Again, on the opening pistol by DFM. And just to follow up on what we were talking about earlier, yeah, DRX did drop that map to Talon, but again, it was against that Talon zombie comp, which was very unorthodox. And, you know, the first time you go up against a comp like that, it can be challenging. And I don't know, now we get a better look at what DRX is going to be kind of bringing with this slightly different off-meta comp. Medusa gets the opener with the Guardian.
Opener and some damage on the Foxy as well. So down to 35, and just keeps on poking and prodding, fishing for more. May now going to be tucked away over at Wine, flashback. Well, seemingly cognizant of it. Can't do much about it given the weaponry. So it's a quick and easy kill collect. Now it's Foxy and Buzz to try and see if they can stop this round from being flawless.
Absolutely. It's going to be tricky. May's even going to snag an orb. Holding the angle.
One enemy
It's
remaining.
another. Very clean with the Marshall. Oh my God, Buzz.
Well, Buzz closing the gap, taking some shots here. He's feeling a little bit feisty, it would seem. 38 seconds, though. Much more can he do? Anthem, jiggle peeking, dead. Buzz finds the headshot. Does he choose to go to B?
30 seconds left.
Still the Killjoy setup, but time is dwindling, so it looks like Buzz going to opt to work his way in through tree. Tailwind going to be heard. Says could just shut the door. Now with the Spectre recovered, finds some good opening damage here. Buzz running out of time, 14 seconds remaining, the TP away, and the hard wide angle held by Nets will shut him down. Well, not a flawless whatsoever here as the DFM do lose out of 2 players, but they carry forward the 2 Bulldogs and the Guardian.
What a reaction by Buzz, but overall, DFM looking really solid. The early hold of the angle, tight angle for Medusa. It's the wall bang as well. Made good there. Oh, Buzz.
A little bit of something in that play.
Yeah, a little bit. And now gonna carry over a couple Bulldogs, Guardian, buy up a Vandal for May. Getting one. Foxy flashing.
Well, that was a little bit off.
Yeah, didn't land where he wanted, but
Right into the smoke.
it's okay. All's well that ends well.
Didn't die.
He didn't. He has his all. He's got that going for him too now. So they're just going to turn their attention right back around. Do they know that May has tucked himself into the cubby, although now May swinging out for the peek on the angle. Going to try to isolate a couple. He doesn't really have much help. Medusa will get there
Has a
decently
tailwind.
quickly. Yeah. Hasn't popped it though.
Do they flash this? He
no.
kind of launches it, hits the frame, and Payne has the shock dart lined up to go ahead and take him down. Whether or not it was intentional or having a little accident, DRX will take it no matter what. Switch now hit, door going to be shutting, push out here. Mark flashback has the
enemy
angle
remaining.
covered, as does he have Alley covered as well. Anthem will fall. DRX now will be able to pull off a flawless flashback. Right back to work, comes up with 3. DRX get themselves on the board.
Yeah, just a little bit of a misposition there by May, and it gets punished by DRX. Great shock dart from Bane as well to clean up that kill. And then, I mean, Neff tried to swing out with the paranoia. He's just a step ahead of it. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Flashback was in a position that he was just dead. But still, really nice from DRX. And, you know, the attacker side of this map was where they really did a lot of damage against Talon. 8 and 4 on their attacker side. Just wasn't quite good enough.
More of a slow approach here. Down with the orb to swing out. They are ready for it. Buzz does end up getting taken down, but not before he finds May. Says he's dead. Timing attempt there from Neth. Gets a little bit of damage on the Bane, but cannot confirm the kill. Now the neural theft. Ping out the remaining 2 players. Foxy going a bit of an off angle, but save call going to have to be made here by Anthem and Medusa.
I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now for DRX is that they're pretty ready for some of these aggressive plays that DFM is trying to show. We saw in the previous round the failed attempt at the flash to cover the the push out in towards A main, but that still shows to me that they're thinking considered. And this time around, they're just so ready for everybody to get aggressive again, and they just shut it right down. Great stuff by Foxy9, being aware of that push out by Neth through the smoke.
Revealing area.
That's just clean and easy for DRX. It's not a flawless, but still very well on their pace. On their way to set the pace for this, I should say. Really, really clean. Buzz, as usual, has to do the hard work on this map, but
I wouldn't even call it a thankless job. I think the team very much appreciates the efforts that he puts in to be able to put them in a winnable position.
That's better.
Yeah. Finds that opener, and then, I mean, it's just a full-on firing squad. DRX just staring down the alley here. Now tied up at 2-2. See a fractured purchase here from the side of DFM. The carryovers, the one rifle purchase. They're just storming their way down mid. Looks like they're not quite ready for this one. Nearly got that second kill. Instead, it's going to be Seth's back over here at main, taking down Foxy9. Now Mako. Round starts to get away from DRX. The crunch from DFM. Just storming Gelato. Pays off in a huge way.
Yeah, a great call from DFM. They've been really good on Thrifties today. I mean, if you want to hang your hat on something, May gets the blades, and they have all the confidence in the world. And as ready as DRX has been for these aggressive plays, they weren't ready for this one.
Gelato crunch, not something that we see very often.
No. Not at all. Works a treat. And I was starting to think about it as I was looking at the map, right as the curtain was about to drop at the beginning of that round. And I'm like, Medusa's all the way at the front of A main. This looks different. Something's awry.
It was a look that DRX were not prepared for. This time, though, aggression not going to be found from DFM. Sitting back.
DRX does have the Hunter's Fury for Bane. Gets spotted. I know where his position is, but doesn't give you a whole lot of information right now as DFM. He's got a couple players working in towards tree. Smoke to cover mid. Foxy thinking about bouncing a smoke in, or excuse me, a flash in to tree. Smoked off. Mako ready with the paranoia to cover.
Oh, flying spray through, and Foxy9 going to be taken down. Seth's able to collect that kill. A-site is vacant, however, so can be taken, can have the plant come through. Still, the man advantage of Bane down to 30, Buzz down to 70. DFM still in a pretty good spot overall to retake this.
Just got to get Bane somewhere where he can use that Hunter's Fury. He's so weak. He's right behind Chen.
Players throwing their way across, having flashback, intercept, swinging the smoke. Buzz finding one, but Anthem and Neth get one apiece. The low HP members now eliminated. The null command, does he want to try to send this one? So the answer is going to be no. He's able to hold it. They hold their angles. The FM now stretching the lead up 4-2.
Yeah, really clean retake. That opening kill, so brutal. On to Foxy9. Sesu with a great read on the timing. Just hears all that util and they just start spamming. See Buzz on the entry. Quickly dealt without a hell. Bane down to low HP there, taken out behind Jen. Derek's just not really able to get that post plant firing like
Here.
they'd like to.
Here.
Just good coordinated effort from Detonation Focus Me that time around. Now they've got some ults to work with themselves. Have an Oakman, have a Hunter's Fury of their own. No trickery off the rip. Not seeing Anthem go for, I call the Lakia special, which is that deep recon dart into gelato or anything like that. They're just going to be holding it. Maybe expecting that if there is any. Oh, okay.
Fury opened up with Zesk in the wall. Pops flash out from the net. He's able to find the kill there, but it's quickly traded out. Traded back. May will find Mako. Suddenly 3v3. Once again, HP advantage here to the side of DFM. Tucked back. Fragment just above him. There's other recon. Keeps the team protected in that regard. 0 point. It's on the 2. Flashback at main. Buzz still within hell. Just alongside the door here is Foxy9. Drop down. Already Foxy dead, but there's a finding one. The flashback now, it's all on the lockdown, even invest